This is one sick story you probably heard of, all these stories about this low-class people, this trailer park trash. Here's another trailer park story for you. A former Florida escort, in other words, a prostitute, convicted of trying to hire a hitman to murder her newlywed husband, was sentenced Friday to 16 years in prison, perhaps ending a drawn-out case that drew notice for its startling video and salacious characters. Circuit Judge Glenn Kelly imposed a sentence on Dalia DiPolito, who was convicted last month of solicitation of first-degree murder. She was recorded on video and audio in 2009 as she plotted to kill Michael DiPolito, telling an undercover detective she was 5,000% sure she wanted her husband dead. Kelly said DiPolito acted in a cold and calculated manner. Well, what do you expect from this low-intelligent Puerto Ricans, whatever the hell she is? Neither DiPolito nor her family showed her any reaction when the sentence was handed down. Prosecutors believe she wanted control of the couple's townhouse and his savings. The case gained national attention when police video from the investigation went viral on the internet, and it was featured on the TV shows Cops and 2020. A 2011 conviction and a 20-year sentence were thrown out. An appeal, a retrial last fall, ended with a 3-3 hung jury. This time it took the 6-member jury 90 minutes to convict DiPolito, 30 years old, who had a child last year while under house arrest. Typically, a defendant cannot be sentenced to more than the original sentence of on a retrial because that would punish a defendant for winning an appeal. But prosecutor Craig Williams argued in court documents filed this week that Kelly, because he wasn't the judge at the 2011 trial, could sentence DiPolito to the statutory maximum of 30 years if he finds the original judge was too lenient. DiPolito's actions are the most ruthless, cruel, inhumane, heartless, and deliberate of any case. Williams wrote, DiPolito has earned every second of a 20-year sentence. Well, there are going to be plenty of lesbians wanting to lick your pussy in prison there, Ms. DiPolito. Lead defense attorney Brian Claypool said in court documents that DiPolito deserved at most 4-year sentences with credit for time sentence in jail and under house arrest. He said in a statement that DiPolito deserved leniency because Boynton Beach detectives railroaded her by playing to the cops, as the TV show The Cops, cameras in hopes of becoming famous. Cops was coincidentally in town when the case broke and turned it into a special episode. It's the same argument he and co-defense's attorney Craig Rosenfeld used during the last 2 trials. To give Dalia a hefty sentence and send her to jail for many years sends a message that it's okay for police departments to break the rules and break the law and use contaminated evidence to get a conviction. Claypool said her attorneys plan to appeal the conviction. Using the same strategy that won the 2009 conviction, Williams and co-prosecutor Laura Laurie told jurors in the latest trial not to be distracted by the police misconduct allegations and persuaded them that the evidence against DiPolito was overwhelming. During last year's retrial, they focused heavily on the 23-minute video in which DiPolito told undercover officer Whitey Jean she wanted her husband killed and agreed to pay $7,000. That's it. She also discussed various plots before Jean said he would kill her husband and the couple's home, making it look like at the couple's home, making it look like a botched burglary while she was at the gym. This time, while the tape remained a key cog in their case, they also called Michael DiPolito, a convicted con man who testified that his then wife stole $100,000 from him shortly after they got married in February 2009. He also said someone twice planted drugs in the SUV, in his SUV, and called police, which could have landed him back in prison for violating his probation. He thinks it was his ex-wife that did this. He said he met his former wife in 2008 when he hired her for sex. So basically he married a prostitute, right? I mean, you have this prostitute showing up, you're paying her for sex, and then you say, hey, you want to marry me? You give great blowjobs. He soon divorced another woman and married her. I mean, you know, this, what's her name? Dahlia. I mean, she looks terrible. She looks like every Puerto Rican you'll ever met. His wife must have really have been like 300 pounds or something. Prosecutors also read for the jury X-rated text messages Dalia DePolito exchanged with a now deceased lover, Mike Stanley, in 2009 after she got married. So she got married, and then he still was going out. I mean, she just loved to fuck like a damn rabbit. She had Stanley impersonate a doctor to help her hide the $100,000 theft by pretending to be pregnant, and later a lawyer to make her husband wrongly think he had completed probation. Prosecutor said she hoped that if her husband stopped visiting his probation officer, he would be found in violation and returned to prison. In one text message, she rejoiced after persuading her husband to put their townhouse in her name only. In another, she complained after learning she still couldn't sell it without his signature. So basically, this is a stupid, dumbass, low intelligent POC, people of color. Can you believe this ugly, look at this. I mean, look at the face of this female. I mean, people actually pay to screw this. I mean, you might as well, you know, like screw a dog. Come on. She's worse than a dog.